What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great day. This is an interesting day because typically when we get a new fusion, new champions, we get like a swarm of test server videos. I guess when their embargo was up, but there haven't been that many. I've only seen, two or so videos posted showing the new champions that'll be in the game. This is the only test server video of anyone showing the new fusion and what the new fusion can do. I'm interested to see what the new fusion can do. I'm sure a lot of people who are considering going for the fusion definitely want to see them test it. But I just found it a little bit interesting that, more videos haven't been uploaded. Maybe they're still working on them or what have you. Maybe we'll get more throughout the day. But usually, like, all of those notifications come through at one time. Just, I don't know, something that I noticed. But Nubraze has tested the fusion. I do want to see, what he thinks about it after testing. So I think that we should check it out. And I do want to make
Ladies
my
and
own,
gentlemen, Nubkex here. Welcome back to Nubraze, and in
decision as
today's
well.
video, I'm showing you my first impressions of the fusion, Bambus Fourleaf. This guy, he's absolutely amazing, guys. As you might have seen from my first video today, looking at all the new champions, I think there were 9 new champions that are going to be coming on Thursday, most likely Thursday, to the game. Maybe today, probably Thursday. In that video, my hair was wet from the shower, okay? Since record, because I've done this all today, didn't have time tomorrow. My hair is still damp,
So
right?
he's using the
Hair is still
dragon.
damp, and that's how little time it has taken of testing to realize that this champion is something special. So here we are against the dragon.
Okay,
Look at that,
poisons,
Bambus.
boom. All the
He's gone to
poisons
sleep.
go on the
He sucked
dragon.
up loads of poisons from our team, threw him right back at the boss, baby. We're good to go. Here he
Mm-hmm.
goes. He's asleep again. Newt's going in for some hits. The boss is full of poisons. Bam, we're smacked. Bambus counterattacks. He's asleep again, baby. He's asleep again. And the poisons are still stacked up. He's buffed us up. Here we go. Great. And yeah, it's going to be a bit of a slower run here because Newt's going to die. Counterattacks. Throw the poisons back on the boss. We got 3 turns of poisons on the boss. He's asleep again. The boss is taking poison. Slower run. This does go faster if Newt lives. And boom, the boss is dead.
So solid. I definitely expected it to be solid for dragon. Solid for dragon for sure. Okay, this is the build that he has him in.
Very reflex might be better. But 218% crit damage, 251 speed. Lydia is in
No, I
this
want to
sort of
see
build. Seal,
Bambus.
touch on her, is in Savage. Build so far, and both are very unique. I think this is the best set for him, guys. Avenging, 45 to counterattack. 45% chance to counterattack when a debuff is placed on the wearer. Simple, straightforward, bam. He gets a debuff, he counterattacks. So the dragon comes in, smacks everyone. Here's what's happening, by the way, guys. So he puts himself, what you need to understand, he puts himself asleep with every single move, and it can't be blocked or resisted. So he will always sleep himself with every move. While he is asleep, he has a 50% chance to transfer any debuffs placed on an ally to this champion while he is asleep. What we are doing in that dragon run, he is at the back of the team. So when the dragon attacks us with his breath,
He's gonna get
Bambus
hit
is
last.
asleep. And the way AoE attacks work is it's going to hit position 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know exactly what positions they were in. And then finally 5, which means that AoE breath the dragon does basically fills up Bambus's bar with poisons. Then Bambus wakes up. He gets hit, can't be filled up anymore. He wakes up. He goes, oh, you just placed like 9 poisons on me.
Yeah, because all of those debuffs that are going on to the teammates have a 50% chance to get transferred to him, which is actually a solid strategy.
I think how it works. I'm not 100% sure about this. Could be wrong, but I believe he then has 9 times 45, 45% chances to counterattack because he just got 9 poisons and maybe a weaken on him or something like that. He counterattacks with his A1, puts himself back asleep. It comes to his turn. At his turn, he is still asleep and he's full of poisons. He transfers all those poisons over to the boss. He wakes up because of this pass at the start of the turn. So he removes the sleep from the start of the turn. He wakes up, throws all those poisons and the weaken back at the boss, and then he goes and he takes his turn. It's amazing. I think the funny thing about this is Avenging is a set which really has had no, well, let's be real, no hype, no interest. It seems so niche, so controversial, but it actually works really well. Some other sets that have potential on this champion, guys. Frenzy. I did try Frenzy. 5% turn meter for every debuff received. That's pretty good potential. Retaliation is a great one. 15% chance to counterattack when hit. That's a two-piece set. So you can build them up to just a flat 45% chance to counterattack with 6 pieces of retaliation. Revenge accessories are great on this champ. 5% chance to counterattack when hit. Just stacking it up, giving all the counterattack. Guess what? A counterattack buff would guarantee that he counterattacks every time. So basically, whenever he gets woken up by taking damage, he counterattacks and puts himself right back to sleep. And then he can keep taking buffs off, debuffs off allies. He can keep transferring those back to the enemy. For his masteries, I built him like this because I think this will be...
Yeah, it's a pretty good strategy. It is a pretty good strategy. I would say that Dragon is probably the best application for this champion. It looks like he's also tested him in Hydra. Of course, we all all assumed he would be decent in Hydra, decrease speed, decrease accuracy, increase accuracy.
Debuffs. Look at this. Okay. Go to 1 time speed. Did you see what happened there? It was a weak hit, admittedly, but this head of decay attempted, to place a heal reduction on our champion, and it was redirected to Bambus. So here, unfortunately, Bambus, he gets hit. He's not got any debuffs because he's being weak hit and stuff, so he has fallen asleep. Let's see if we can make this work. Oh, we might run into a problem. I'm supposed to make our boy here. Yeah, this is probably going to be a problem. Might need to redo this. We need Bivald to A1 because I think this head is going to... Let's go 1 time. That's 2 times. Can we make it?
Provoke.
If we can provoke this head, we're good. No. Okay. Well, here we go. Look at this. Bam. You see that, guys? It's hard to see right here. Let me go into the info. So some of the poisons did go through because there's so many poisons being put out. But look.
The thing about poison and Hydra is, like, some of the heads are immune, so it doesn't do much.
Look at this. A lot of champions are missing some poisons. Bambus himself is absolutely drenched. This man is steeped in poison. He's taken them all off our team.
He will transfer, but
1 time speed. And we do our turn. We should see him wake up in a second. Let's put decrease attack over here. Didn't work. That's fine. Let's provoke this guy. Okay, good. You should put them... Yeah, look at that. He's just filled up the poison bar on the Head of Suffering. This may be potentially bad. Then he's got 8... I forgot.
It is going to be potentially bad because you want to make sure that you keep up your essential debuffs, like block buffs, like decrease speed. You know, if the poisons start to stack, it's not going to be a great thing. Kind of like with using the Rat King, right? We're using Knee Shock in Hydra, and bombs start to turn into protected poisons, and then you start stacking poisons, and like then you can't, provoke this head, or you can't, just get your debuffs up. It's honestly not that beneficial, and the poisons, they don't do enough damage.
Say we decrease speed. This may potentially sometimes be bad, but I think most of the time it's actually a pretty good thing. But yeah, that's sort of what Bambus can do. One slight problem I've run into, you've seen it a few times here, guys, and you can see it with Avenging, is because Bambus is providing us with actually a very consistent decrease accuracy in Hydra, it actually makes it, this is brutal as well, guys. It's brutal. It actually makes it fairly easy to start resisting what these heads are doing, which is kind of nuts. So like we could try to place Enfeeble, it doesn't work, but he's very consistent at decrease accuracy. And that can sort of get in the way, right? Because if you're resisting their moves, well, bad times, right? If you're
then you're not getting debuffed, and then you won't be transferring any debuffs.
resisting, you don't get any debuffs. You don't counterattack with the avenging. So that's a bit of a downside. So there we go. He takes the debuffs. He falls asleep. One other slight issue, you might see it
You
here
don't
with an
counterattack
Ugo.
either. Yeah.
Remove buff. Okay, we're good. Ugo can remove the sleep. So there we go. He got weakened. He counterattacks. It's brilliant. And he can then, it's going to be overcapped, but he could attempt to throw that stuff back. Like, let's hit this champ, this head right here. I think this is definitely the way to go. This champ is made by the set, so right there, again, the debuff bar was full, but he would have thrown all those poisons back at this head. He can then come in, extend our buffs, and yeah, give us a nice little shield as well. So I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty funky. I love it. I love it, guys. I honestly, genuinely love it. Again, target change. You'll see that. In fact, if we click auto, we'll see, hopefully he will stay asleep and it will all work out well. There we go. He counterattacks again. He's back asleep. He can throw the decrease attack onto somebody. He's back asleep. Watch this. We go 1 speed. When this head tries to poison us, just look at all the target changed text fly across our team. We'll give it 1 sec here. Actually, we should target this head. Here we go. Ready? Just blue text, target changed everywhere. Those debuffs all going back to Bambus. So yeah, I think it's pretty sick, actually. What he's doing is pretty insane. 5.3.
It is pretty cool. I will say. I'm not 100% thrilled about the champion, but I do like to see things like this, like how they work, right? When you have a very complex champion and you can find synergy and find some use for him, it is exciting playing with a new champion. I kind of like this. I'm not gonna lie.
37 million right here. You can see his damage, he's not doing too much, but he is protecting our team from debuffs. He's providing increased attack, which is upping like Razelvark's damage. If you want to run him with Inquisitor Shamail, it's going to up that damage. He's going to combo well by, because he provides the increased attack, it's going to protect champions like Whisper. And
He did another run. He did a run here.
5 mil, Artak with 21.9. And so on. We got the 1 key very solidly, where we've got basically 3 fusions, although Bivald was a long time ago. Artak, if you had him, and then 2 epics. So thought this was a fairly accessible team. The gear not super accessible, to be fair. But just, I just want to give you an idea.
And then he shows him in arena.
Speed. So let's do that. Let's set up his priorities. We're going to set them up like this. So it's a fairly straightforward sort of speed type team, not super speed tuned, but the idea is, again, just to give you a concept of what he can do. I'm sure we've got something we can glyph. Yeah, there we go. This should fix the problem.
So same
only 5-star
avenging build.
It should.
Let's see.
I think the interesting thing about him is going to be, and this is where Enfeeble comes in. Like, you could bring him in. Now, his increased attack, right? That is overlapping with Arbiter. But I think this is a thing where in live arena, you could be bringing him in and not having Arbiter on your team, having someone else, maybe like a Sifi or something like that, or like a slower Duchess or something. But he can provide you with the increased attack, increased accuracy for your bomb champions, even without like an Arbiter, and you could do stuff like that. So now for arena, he's going to put out the AoE decrease accuracy, increase attack for us. He's also going to put out Enfeeble. So let's see that. We can target her, and bam, she has Enfeeble now. And I don't think we can see what it does here, but it basically turns all of her hits into weak hits. So just like that, the biggest source of damage on the enemy team is no longer an issue. We now have a Romantu with increased accuracy. It got blocked because of Stone Skin, that's fine. And then we can come in with Gaius with, again, increased attack, increased accuracy. And at this point, we can click auto because Bambus has already won us the fight. He's actually going to come in now, reduce their buff, so we actually stripped off a lot of increased attack. Look, here comes, look at this, weak hits across the board. Thanks to that Enfeeble. Bombs are doing their work now at this point.
Yeah, Enfeeble is going to be so broken in arena if you can make it work for your account. I want to see him use this against like a stronger team, though.
Okay. He might outspeed us. If he outspeeds us, we're going to have a pretty bad time. And Elva could be a problem, right? If Elva
because Elva could cleanse.
Here. We could bring in like Yumiko or something.
Yeah, you need a lockout.
We didn't want to do that. So again, we can come in. We can enfeeble his Trunda.
Okay.
Right? We can now attempt to strip their stuff. Okay, this is a pretty big problem because his Elva can now cleanse. I mean, we'll just go for the move anyway, because why not?
Cleanse, though, revive.
Not too much we can do about it.
It's still fine, though.
At this point, look at that. He actually I think he stopped the debuff, and maybe no debuffs were going to be applied anyway. We can attempt to reduce his cooldowns a bit with Arbiter, so that's kind of nifty. And then Bambus can come in, and he can actually go, bam. Hits pretty hard. Funny enough, he actually killed Trunda. That's actually hilarious. I didn't expect that. And maybe he doesn't have too much gear in these champs. No, she's pretty tanky. But yeah, like, he went in and he stripped off their buffs again. So it's a nice little combo there with Arbiter. Again, it's not amazing for live arena. Boom. Yeah, and he's hitting her pretty hard. Probably should have done the AoE attack. We'll think of that next time. And he's going to be protecting us from debuffs as well, which is another really cool thing. Let's hit her. It actually killed her. Great. And then we could come in with the bombs. Mostly do the job.
I guess this will be applicable for like majority of the player base. People at the higher tier will probably have to find some other sort of synergy. I don't think it will be bombs, but you know, a lot of people have a Gaius. He was a fusion champion. There are other, you know, DPS champions you could bring in with him, but the Enfeeble definitely does like a ton of work. You could virtually bring any DPS in to slowly like beat your opponent as long as they don't have a cleanser or you have a way to control that cleanser. So definitely potential there, but obviously like Mathralas are running wild.
Just hit auto at this point. Matter, he's enfeebled, which again protects you from that ultimate death knight, which this team is probably too crazy. Yeah, the Rotus is immune to bombs because he's got Tifu with him. They're probably too quick. We need something that's not totally insane that we could do. So we could maybe beat Murder Inc. He might be faster than us, though. That would be pretty bad. We could try it. We try it. If he's faster than us, we lose. Which he probably is, because I'm not actually super quick. Yeah, I think especially, this is just classic. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh, never mind. Maybe we're okay. Let's see. All right, great. Great, we've got a chance. Let's enfeeble his Skull Crown, because she's annoying. We can strip his buffs and his stuff like that. So yeah, Skull Crown will survive. That's okay. She's enfeebled, so it's all good. And look at that, Bambus. He's doing the work. Yeah, I mean, he does some damage. It's not bad. And boom, we blow him up. Okay, so he was faster, but not speed tuned. So we actually cut in and we're able to win. Yeah, I like him. There we go, guys. Look, I think that is plenty for a first showcase. But for me, in my opinion, is the Bambus fusion worth going for? I actually typically am very sympathetic towards fusions in general because they're one of the easiest ways to get legendaries.
Yep.
And it's very difficult to judge champions by first impressions. Like, I saw a lot of people absolutely hating on this champion, thinking he's absolute garbage. I think that's totally wrong. I think it's so easy to misjudge. I think people have. I think for me, this champion is a must-do fusion. I think he's so interesting, so unique. He's also really fun. So for me, he's a must-do. I mean, maybe for you, he's not a must-do. But I think for me, he definitely is a must-do. And I think for most players, like if you're able to do the fusion...
He just said something so important. The champion is fun. Like, champions that get you out of doing what you normally do, your normal farming team, you know, your day-to-day log in, just click auto. You know, these champions are good. They're good for the game. They're good for the players, right? Everything doesn't have to be overpowered, right? Everybody wants overpowered champions. They want to be able to do things fast. Sometimes you have to sit down and just have fun with a champion, have fun with the game. You know, there's always time for you to be farming, but if you're not like actually having fun with the game, right? You're not actually trying new things. I don't know. Why are you playing? How are you playing?
Somewhat reasonably, and it's not torturing yourself. Like, you don't want to, it's a game, right? You want to have fun. But if you can do it, you think you're going to have fun with this champion. I think he's super fun. He's super unique. I'm excited to try him out more. It's a champion, like, will I use him? I don't know if I will definitely use him on my account, you know, but he's so much fun. It's definitely one I want to have in. But there you go. Those are my thoughts on Bambus Fourleaf. Hopefully this was insightful and interesting. Avenging set is amazing on him. Who the heck would have thought? A set really makes a champion. Bambus Fourleaf. Thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up. I'll see y'all next.
Yeah, man. Fun. It's all about having fun. I think that Nubs, like, I can see why he enjoys the fusion. I understand why. Even just watching him have fun with it made me want to have fun with the champion. Not gonna lie, maybe it's FOMO, I don't know, but I enjoy being able to do different things, seeing different mechanics, seeing how they can at the end of the day be fun, because everything might not always work out. They could very well put this champion in the game, everybody does the fusion, and then they bring in, I don't know, a considerably better champion that does what he does, and then yeah, he just sits in the vault, or he'll just sit in the vault anyway. But I think that the game is all about having fun, guys, and you got to have fun. So huge shout out to Nub Raids for this, you know, showcase. I enjoyed it. I think he did it justice. But thank you guys for your support as always. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the fusion down below, if you will be going for the fusion or not. But until next time, guys, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment. Be good and be well.